¿Qué me ibas a decir? Ah. Good morning, Walter.
Morning.
What
Elaza, morning. Hi, Ernie. Elaza, we missed you this morning. We were missing one guy this morning.
Walter,
Yeah,
where were you?
I was in Palm Springs with the kids. All my kids.
I see.
But I'm going to Israel on Sunday, so as well.
That's very good.
Yeah. Okay.
We're on Tet Zion. Tomorrow we'll learn at 7 o'clock Navi and 8 o'clock Daf Yomi.
Okay.
Amar Rava Menolam de Mishadrin Shlicha de Beidina. We send a shaliach to invite somebody to Bezdin. Muzanin Eladina. The Tzliv Vaishlach Moshe Likro Dasan V'Laviram B'nei Eliyav. Moshe sent a shaliach to Dasan V'Aviram to come to Din. Uminolan de Zamnin and Ladina. Where else do we say that? Where do we see a raya that you are mizamin? And the din has to be done in front of an autumn gadol. Lekame gaver rabba. The chsiv lifnei Hashem. The time of Korach, Hashem was the gaver rabba. At uplanya, you and and there are two people that are going to din, the plaintiff and the defendant. At uplanya, the chsiv ata v'hem v'aron. Right, so everybody was invited to din. The kavina and zimna, we have to set a time. The chsiv machar, because in the Torah it said machar. Zimna basar zimna, and you have to set another time. If karu sham paro melech mitzrayim sha'on he'avir hamoed. The moed is the date. Uminalon di imispakar b'shlicha de beidina. If the guy is mafkir the shaliach v'asi v'amar lo mischa ze kalish nabisha. And he even calls them names. That's not, and then the shaliach reports back to the Beis Din that he doesn't want to come. It's not lashon hara. T'chsiv ha'enei ha'anashim ha'em tenaker. When the shaliach came back to Moshe and said Dasan Vaviram are not coming, so that's not lashon hara. Uminolan de shamtinan. And if he doesn't come to Beis Din, we put him into cherem. T'chsiv oru meroz. This is Shiras Devora. When she's complaining about the tribes that didn't come to the milchama, the hachis the gaver rabba, the chsiv omer malach Hashem, and it was the opinion of the gaver rabba of the Beis Din. Umidal de machraminan, and if they don't, cherem is worse than being put in shamuta. The chsiv oru aror. And those that the ochel v'shasi b'adei v'koy b'arba amasti day, anyone who sits with the guy who's put into cherem within 4 amas and eats with him, he's also put into cherem. D'chsiv yoshveha, anyone who sits with them. Uminolan de partinon cheta b'tzibura, we publicly announced the chet that the guy did. D'chsiv kiloval lazarus Hashem, they didn't come to the Beis Din. V'arma ula ba'arba mea shifri shamte barak lameros. Barak put Meros into cherem with 400 shofars. Some say that Meros was an important person. The Ikedi Amri Koichava, he was a star. Shenamar min shamayim nilchamu kochavim. Shiras Dvorah says that the stars fought on behalf of Klal Yisrael, and he didn't want to participate. We mafkir the person's assets. Tichsiv. Uminalan de mafkre nichsei tichsiv v'chol asher lo yavo lishloshes amim katzas asarim v'azkenim. This is Ezra says whoever doesn't come within 3 days, yecharam kol rechusho v'hu yibadil mikal hagola. His assets are going to be muchram and he's going to be separated from the kahal. Uminalan de natzinan v'laitinan v'machinan v'talshinan seir mazbeinan. We curse him and we pull it. We lock him up, we tie him up. No. Talshinan, so we pull his hair and we make him take a shvua. T'chsiva arivi mam va'kalaleim va'akem mehem anashim va'amartem va'ashbiyem. Uminan de kaftina v'asrina v'avdinan hardafa. We lock him up in jail. We lock him up. T'chsiv hein lamot, hein l'shroshi, hein la'anash, t'chsin v'lasurin. These are all the various activities. My l'shroshi. Amr Adam Miriam and Echleme Barbaruch Amr Rav Kiva Bar Havid Amr Rav Yuda Hardafa and my Hardafa Amr Rav Yuda Bereder Rav Shmuel Bar Shilach B'Shmei Rav Min Nadin LaAlter V'Shoin LaAlter Shloishim. Cherem is 30 days. Machrim Lachar Shishim, and then Cherem, if he doesn't come to din after 60, we put him into Cherem. Amr Le Ravuna Bar Kina Haki Amr Rav Chizda Masrinan Bei Sheni V'Chamishi V'Sheni. You warn him Monday, Thursday, Monday before you put into cherem. Hanamila mamona. That's to take away his assets. Avalav kirusa. But if he's chutzpahdik, then we do it la'alta. We do it right away. There was a butcher that was chutzpahdik to Rav Tuvi. Imnu alei Abai v'Rav shamtu. Abai v'Rav put him into cherem. L'sof azul paisel baldine. Eventually, he apologized to his baldim. Amra by hechi levid. What should we do? Lishri lay. If we matir his cherem lo chal shanta le plus in yomi, but he didn't sit a minimum of 30 days. Lo lishri. If we don't matir him, kaboy rabban l'meil. He's the only butcher in town. Where are the chacham going to get their meat? Amar le Rav Idi Baravin. Have you heard a halacha regarding this? You can asr and you can matir. You don't need to wait the 30 days. You blow the shofar and you asr him. You blow the shofar, you matir him. However, that's regarding money. Avalav kirusa. But if he was chutzpahdik, then it's got to be a minimum of 30 days. The 3 judges who sat on Bezdin to put him to cherem, you can't have 3 other judges undo it. It's got to be the same judges to undo it. We had the question, the 3 judges that put a person into cherem, can we bring 3 other judges and matir the cherem? Toshmat, menuda l'rav, menuda l'talmud. Somebody who's been excommunicated from the Rebbe, then the excommunication, the Talmud has to follow the same excommunication and has to stay away from the guy. But menuda l'talmud ain't menuda l'rav. But let's say somebody has to stay away from the Talmud, the Rav doesn't have to stay away from the student, the person that was menuda from the student. Similarly, menuda li'iro, if he has to stay away from his city, menuda gam li'racheres, he can't go to another city. But menuda li'racheres ain't a menuda li'iro. If another city wants to keep him away, his city he doesn't have to stay away. If somebody was declared to stay away from the Nasi, then all of Klal Yisrael has to stay away from him. But Menudel Klal Yisrael ain't a Menudel Nasi. The Nasi can approach the person. Rav Shimon Gamliel Oimer Echa ben Talmidim Shenida v'Meis. One of the students was put in the cherem, died, and the Bezdin didn't get a chance to be matir the cherem before he died. Chelko ain't a mufer. Right, the part of the Rebbe is not mufer because he remains. He remains because we said Menudel Rab, Menudel Talmid.
I think we say Mitzvah Chaper or so, no?
Who's?
Mitzvah Chaper. Mitzvah Chaper. So
Yeah, but we already learned that if a person dies while in cherem, Bezdin sends his.
I know we put a stone on there, but
Like
I was thinking,
it's not mechaper completely. So from this din we learn Shmamina plus. Shmamina shetamid shenida lechvodo. If it would have to do with the covet of the Rebbe, not because of any Aveira, so Nidui of Nidui. The Nidui is still is still a cherem. Ushmamina kol echad ve'echad mefer cholko. Each person that was insulted can be made for his own piece. You can't bring three other judges to be matir the cherem. However, Amar Amemi Hilchasa Hani Beit Plasa de Shamisu also Beit Plasa Achrin v'Sharvei. The halacha is three other judges can be matir. Amar Ravashi Lameim Vatani Rishon Gadol Omer Echad Ben Atamidim Shenidu v'Meis Chel Kohen Mufer. My Lavena Mufer Kla means it's got to be the same bezdin. So how can you say you can bring another bezdin? Lo adasu beit plasa achrini v'sharalei means it's mufer. It's ain't a mufer until another three judges come and undo the cherem. Tarabana ein nidu pachos mishloishim yom. Cherem has to be at least 30 days. Nezifa, which is less than cherem, is pachos mishiva yom 7 days. By Miriam, the Avia Yarok Mufaneha, Haloti Kalem Shivas Yamim. She was put into Nazi for 7 days. Amrav Chizda. Nidu Shalanu K'Nazifa Shalahem. In Bavel, our Nidui is like the Nazif of Eretz Yisrael. When Nazifa Didu Shiva, it's 7 days. For more of a Sulo, when it's not more than 7 days, I'll show you it is more than 7 days. Reb Shimon bar Rebbe, Ubar Kapara v'Yasvin Kagarsi. Reb Shimon, the son of Rebbe, and Bar Kapara were learning together. Kasha l'shmaitza, they had a kasha in the sugya. Armalei Reb Shimon Bar Kapara. Dova zetzarach Rebbe. We need our father Rebbe to answer. Armalei Bar Kapara Reb Shimon. Umar Rebbe Yomi b'davar zeh. He sort of made fun. What do you mean? What does Rebbe know about this? What can Rebbe add? And it was like a chutzpah. Azal Amarle Lavua. So Reb Shimon, the son of Rebbe, told his father what Bar Kapara said. Ikbid. So Rebbe was upset. Azal Bar Kapara laschuzalei. So Bar Kapara wanted to go to Rebbe and appeared in front of Rebbe. Amarle Bar Kapara eni makircha me'olam. Bar Kapara, I don't know who you are. So Bar Kapara understood Yoda did not get milsa b'date, that he was upset by what he had said. So therefore Bar Kapara accepted Nahag Nazifusa b'nafshe tlos and Yomi. He accepted Nazif for 30 days. So how can you tell me Nazif is only 7 days? So that's one story. Shuv Pam Echad Gazer Rebbe Shlo Yishno Tamidim Bashuk. Rebbe said you should only learn Torah in the yeshiva, not in the marketplace. My Dorsh Chamuke Yerechai Kamo Chaloim. Just like the thighs are protected, it's always inside. My Yerech Vaseser after Vitor Vaseser. It shouldn't be learned publicly. Reb Chia went out and taught his nephews in the market. The Rav and Rav Barav Chana. Shama Rebbe Ikbid. Rebbe heard that he went against his halacha, and he was upset about Rav Chia. Rav Chia came to ask apology. Amalei iya mikor lecha b'chutz. That's iya as a lashon bizayon. So Rabbi understood Yoda de Nakat Milsa Bedate that Abai was upset with him. Nog Nazifusa Benafshe Tlasin Yomi. So Rabbi accepted Nazifa for 30 days. Biyom Tlasin Shalach Lei. On the 30th day, Rebbe said, "Talk, come." Hadar Shalach Lei Lo Leisi. Then he said to another Shalach, "Don't come." So Meikara Ma'asor Vasof Ma'asor. Why did he initially say come, and then he said, "Don't come"? Meikara Sor Mikta Sayom Kakula, because maybe the 30th day in the morning was the 30th day, but there's a principle Mikta Sayom Kakula. So with the Sof Sar Lamina Mikta Sayom Kakula. In the end, he decided we don't say that. But in Lesof also, in the end, he did come. Armele Amayas is why did you come? Armele Deshachli Mardulesi. You sent me a shaliach to come. I sent you a second shaliach not to come. Armele Zera Isi, the first shaliach I saw, Vizel Lora Isi. The other one I didn't see. Koriale Bertzos Hashem Darche Ish Gam Oivav Yashlim Ito. So my time of Ovad Marhachi. Why, in fact, did Rab Chia go against Rebbe and teach his nephews Torah publicly? Omerlei, T'chsiv Chochmos Bachutz Taroma. The Chochmah of Torah should go outside as well. So Rebbe told him, Omerlei Im Korisa Lo Shanisa. If you read the Psukim, you didn't understand the Mishnah behind it. Vim Shanisa Lo Shilashta. If you learned it twice, you didn't do it 3 times. Vim Shilashta Lo Pershulcha. If you did it 3 times, you still didn't understand. Chochmos Bachutz Taroina Kiderava Damarava Kol Oisik Batar Bibifnim. Whoever learns Torah at home, where he's piling himself up with Torah, then Torah then he'll be able to teach Torah outside. There's another passage that says that Dvar Torah shouldn't be beseser. So the Gemara says, "Hayul b'yom edekala." That's the public occasions where all the people would come to the yeshiva and learn for a couple of weeks. It was called the kala. Now, Rav Chia, who taught publicly, what did you do with the pasuk in Shir Hashirim that says it has to be hidden? So, Mukila b'tzedakah v'ilach chasodim. He learned pshat. That has to do with giving tzedakah. You have to do that anonymously. But comes out from the story, Alma Nazifa Didut plus Yomi. From both of these stories, it comes out that Nazifa is 30 days. So Nazifa's Nasi is shiny because they were chutzpahdik to the Nasi, Rebbe. So there the Nazif has to be more than 7 days, has to be, but regular Nazifa 7 days. When Nazifa didon kamahavi, but what is our Nazifa in Bavel? Because we said in Eretz Yisrael it's 7 days. So in Bavel Chad Yoim, it's 1 day. Kiyadu Shmuel Marukva Kiyavu Yosfi Garsei Shmaitza. Shmuel Marukva were learning together. Rabbi Yosef Marukva Kamei the Shmuel Berichlik Arba Amos. Marukva stayed away from Shmuel by Arba Amos. The Kiyavu Yosfi Bedina, when they sat together, Bedin Rabbi Yosef Shmuel Kamei the Marukva Berichlik Arba Amos. Shmuel sat in front of Marukva also Dalad Amos. Vavachayko le Dukta le Marukva B'tzifsa v'Yosef Iloi. Kiyechiv l'shtamina milei. They would lower a place from our ukva in a pillow in order that his words would be heard, that he should hear the words of Shmuel. Called Yom Havam Malavi Le Marukva Shmuel Ad Ushpize. Marukva would accompany Shmuel to his inn every day. Yom Echad, Itrid B'din. One day he got occupied in a court case. Ava Azul Shmuel Basrei. Shmuel was going behind him, and Marukva was the Rosh, was the head of was the Gadol Ador. Lishri Limar Betigra. When Marukva got to his home, so Shmuel said to him, "You should be matir the neder. That way I can go back to my house." Yoda denokat milsa b'daite. So he understood that he had upset him. Nog nazifusa b'nafshei chad yom. He accepted nazifa one day. So that's in Bavel. The nazifa was one day. Ha'i itza, there was a woman, the Habas Yosfa b'shvila. She was sitting on the road. Habas postra, she stuck out her leg. She was like sieving barley. Talmidei Chachamim were walking in front of her. She didn't put her leg back to make room for him to walk there. So it's like chutzpah. Look how chutzpah this woman is. The case came to Rav Nachman. So Rav Nachman asked the woman, did you hear befeirush that the Talmid Chacham put you into cherem? No, he didn't say anything. So, but Rav Nachman told her, you still, because you may have insulted him, you should keep Nazifus one day. Zutra Partuvik have a kaposik sidra kamei de Rav Yehuda. He would read psukim in front of Rav Yehuda. Kimatalai psuka ve'ela divrei David achroinim. These are the later words of David. Amar lei achroinim echlal deka rishonim. If they're later words, there are earlier words. Rishonim ma'nina. What are the rishonim? Shosik l'amar levumi. Didn't answer him. Hadar amar lei achroinim echlal deka rishonim. Rishonim mahi. Amar lei mai daita. The Loyada Perusha the High Kra, Lav Gavarabu. What, you don't know the meaning of the psukim? You're not a big Talmid Chacham? Yada Denokat Milsa B'daitik. So he understood that he was insulted. Nog Nazivusa B'nafshei Chad Yom. He also accepted Nazivus one day. Udasan Alon, since we discussed this, what were the original words of David we're talking about here? Vaydaber David LaShem es divrei Shira Azos b'yom yitzil Hashem oto mikaf kol oivav u'mikaf Shaul. This is the Shira that David sang when he was saved. Amar lo Kadosh Baruch Hu David, Shira ta oimer ma palaso shel Shaul. You're saying Shira that Shaul died. Ilmole ata Shaul v'hu David. If you were Shaul and he was David, ibadati kama David miponav. I would have wasted a number of Davids in front of Shaul, because Shaul was a big man. That he sang a shira for Cush. His name isn't Cush, it's Shaul. A Cushi has unusual skin. Shaul had very special midos. Moshe married Tzipporah, she was called the Isha Kushis. Kushis has unusual skin. Tzipporah's actions were very wonderful. Beis Yisrael are called Chushiyim. Bnei Israel have special midos. He showed what it means to be about tshuva. What is this? Li diber tzur Yisrael, ani moshel ba'adam, I rule over people. Ni moshel bi tzaddik, right? If a tzaddik rips up a gzeira, I have to follow. Shani goes a gzeira, mevatel, he can mevatel a gzeira. Elish mosa gibor mashal David Yoshev Vasheves. These are the names of the 80 heroes of David. My koma, what does this mean? Amrav hachi koma. Ve'elish mos gvurosav shel David. These are all references to David's milas. Yoshev Basheves, meaning B'shasha Yoshev B'yeshiva, when David was in the yeshiva, lo haya yoshev al gabi karma ksosos. He didn't sit on pillows. El gabi karki sat on the ground. Because kamad Rabbi ira haya'iri kayam. When his Rebbe ira haya'iri was alive, have a must little rabbanon al gabi karma ksosos. He would teach the chachamim sitting on pillows. Ki nach nafshe have a must David rabbanon. When Ira Haya'iri died, so David took over and taught the Rabbanon. However, Rabbi Yosef Agabi Karka, but he would sit on the ground, Amrulay. So the Chacham said to David, Leisiv Mara Karmak, sit on the pillow. Lo Kibel Alay. So he didn't accept. Tach Kamoini, Amarav, Amar Lakadosh Baruch Hu, Hol Vishpalta Atzmacha. You were mashpil yourself, you lowered yourself sitting on the Karka. Tehei Kamoni, you'll be like me. Shani goyzer gzera va'ata mevatla. I'll be goyzer gzera on somebody, and you can mevatla the gzera. David is Rosh HaShalishim. Tehei Rosh L'Shoshas Avos. You'll be mentioned along in Tefillah with the Avos as well. Hu Adino Ha'etzmi, which means K'shay Yoshev Yosef B'Torah Ma'ad Natzmo K'Soylos. When he studied Torah, he made himself like a worm. When he went out to battle, he made himself hard like a tree. That David would get 800 casualties in one blow. He would fire one arrow and 800 people would be casualties. He would sigh about the fact that he was 200 short of 1,000. The Torah predicts that one Jew is going to destroy 1,000. The reason you were minus the 200 is because the Uri Achiti, the Maisa of Bas Sheva. Rav Tanchum bred Rav Chia Yishkvar Akom Rav Yaakov Barach Rav Shimlai Varmilam Rav Tanchum Rav Huna Varmilam Rav Huna L'Chudei. Talmid Shenida L'Chvoda Nidu Nidu, which we mentioned already. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Okay, good Shabbos, everybody.
Shabbos.
Ernie, how's your mom?